return tomorrow at its regular time. For now, though, from all of us at ABC News, our very best wishes for a happy new year.
And a happy new year it will be, live from Times Square for the 13th annual New Year's Rockin' Eve. This is Dick Clark reporting. And have we got a happy group of people tonight? They're down there, they're ready, they've been gathering since, 2-3 hours before. We love New York, there you go. The signs are out, happy people are aboard, and we're going to be with you counting the ball down to midnight on ABC's New Year's Rockin' Eve with a great lineup of stars, including John Waite, Jermaine Jackson, Scandal with Patty Smythe, Ronnie Millsap, Night Ranger, Barry Manilow, and we'll be going live to Las Vegas at the same time. Weather in Las Vegas, strangely enough, is a little chillier than it is in New York. We'll keep you posted on all of the live activities in Las Vegas and in Times Square, and we've got a great Hollywood party planned for you with Adrian Zbed and Priscilla Barnes as our co-hosts, so stand by for the 13th annual ABC New Year's Rockin' Eve, and we take you now to the biggest party of the night in Hollywood.
It's New Year's Eve 1985, and you're invited to the hottest party of the year. From Hollywood and live from Las Vegas and Times Square in New York, it's Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve 85. Brought to you by 20th Century Fox and their two new comedy hits, Johnny Dangerously and the Flamingo Kid, and Dr. Pepper, the soft drink that wishes you a very out-of-the-ordinary New Year. And starring Jermaine Jackson, Barry Manilow, Ronnie Millsap, Night Ranger, Scandal featuring Patty Smythe, John Waite, plus live reports from Dick Clark in Times Square. And here are your hosts from the hit television shows Three's Company and T.J. Hooker, Priscilla Barnes and Adrian Zbed.
Adrian, I don't know about you, but I love New Year's Eve. It's got to be my favorite party of the whole year.
Folks, this is one turned-on lady.
Well, that's because it's a great way to spend a quiet evening with friends.
You're
right?
talking quiet here? This is quiet? Well, let me tell you, we have got some great friends here to help us rock in the new year.
Yes.
In fact, they are the hottest names in music.
Yes.
Jermaine Jackson.
Midnight. I mean, I am so glad 1984 is almost over.
Really? Huh. I kind of like 1984. It was a good year for me.
You know, you're right. Let's just keep the darn thing.
It wouldn't be fair to Dick Clark. He's high atop Times Square, shivering in the new year.
Not shivering this year, but a little chilly, about 42 degrees. But these people over here are nice and warm and cozy. They're there every year. Happy New Year to you. Now, they're inside. Most of us are outside anticipating the dropping of the ball. Now, they've got it nice and warm, but the people downstairs are a little on the damp side tonight. Not too bad. There's probably a good crowd of 300 to 350,000 people gathered there, and they're all anxiously awaiting the dropping of the Big Apple in New York. They say this may be the last time it drops from its position here at #1 Times Square. There's a big rumor going on that they're going to move it somewhere, but I find that a little hard to believe. While all of this is going on, the Las Vegans are celebrating right there on Fremont Street for the 4th annual celebration they're having. Don't you dare go away, because we got a lot more New Year's Rockin' Eve coming up with John Waite here on New Year's Rockin' Eve.
I believe in the old adage, practice makes perfect.
I sure do. Why, Jack?
Well, as you know, on New Year's Eve, it's a tradition to give each other a big kiss at the stroke of midnight. Don't you think we ought to start practicing?
great performer, a man with gold albums, a musical giant.
You're right. I guess our lips are just going to have to wing it at midnight.
Oh, you're pretty good, I hear, too.
Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Mr. John Waite.
Okay, I'm ready.
If Three's Company, what does hundreds of thousands make?
I don't know. I give up.
Me too. But it's a great question for Dick High atop Times Square. Hi, Dick.
Hi there. Hello, all of you down there. There are hundreds of thousands gathered in Times Square awaiting the dropping of the Big Apple here atop #1 Times Square. And here's a man who isn't dressed for the weather, who just came in from out of the cold. He was down at Nirvana Club One restaurant celebrating and dancing and dining. Julian Lennon, is there anything at all like this at home?
Well, it does get pretty crazy in Piccadilly, you know, from time to time. But
Is this the first time you've ever been here for this?
yeah, it's the first time I've witnessed anything like this. It's crazy, but it's great.
What is your wish for 85?
Well, a peaceful year, you know. Hope everybody gets on with each other.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year, Julian. Nice to have you with us. Enjoy the crowd. This is Times Square with the advent of 1985 on its way. And everybody's having a grand time in New York and Las Vegas. And now we'll pause ever so briefly for a word from Dr. Pepper, who in just 15 minutes will celebrate 100 years of originality.
We must stop Godzilla before he destroys the city. Oh, what could he want? Unless we find something to appease him. We're doomed! Hold out, hurry up the ordinary. Hold out for Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper! I just wanted to say that I'm really a big fan of yours, and I've seen all of your work,
Oh,
really.
thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, sure. And I was wondering, could you do me a little favor?
Sure.
Would you mind signing an autograph for a friend?
Oh, sure, but I don't have anything to write on.
Oh, no
right
problem.
now.
I do.
Okay.
Just sign it on the towel.
towel.
To Priscilla with love.
Priscilla. Priscilla.
Well, my friend has the same name I do.
What a coincidence.
It's a small world.
Ladies and gentlemen, they've been enjoying standing ovations night after night. Here's the rock and roll madness of the dynamic and dazzling Night Ranger. Priscilla, the new year is getting closer. Have you made any New Year's resolutions for 1985?
Oh, I've made over 50 of them.
50?
50, starting with always write things down so you don't forget them.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
What are some of your other ones?
Who writes those things down?
Why don't we see if the crowd in Times Square is having as much fun as we are?
Oh, they are having fun without a doubt, Adrian. Look at them down there. They've got the flags out. That's our shot at 43rd Street and Broadway. We're up on a roof about 4 stories up. Our other camera is located in the offices of the New York Marriott Marquis Hotel building that's going up across the street. That's the hotel, the newest of the luxury hotels in New York. First one in 20 years, right here in the heart of Times Square. And it's a beauty, 1,876 rooms, as I recall. Largest ballroom in New York. It'll be open in June. And, of course, we're standing way up top here. Number 1, Times Square for the 13th year in a row. And this is right where Julian was standing a moment ago. Right underneath us is that wonderful Nirvana Club One restaurant where everybody is downstairs dancing and partying and laughing and watching the crowd out there having a great time. And at the same time in Las Vegas, that's the brightest lighted place in the world, Fremont Street. And they're going to shoot fireworks off in a while. We'll be back to count it down to midnight. Don't go away. We'll drop. They're waiting out there, and that is one of the biggest crowds we've ever had here. Live in Times Square, the coverage on ABC's New Year's Rockin' Eve stretches all the way back probably to, 50th, I would guess. Of course, Times Square is where Broadway crosses 42nd Street and 7th Avenue. It forms an X-shaped plaza. It's sort of a square with bent elbows, and all of those people down there are arm to arm, cheek to jowl, having a great time. And they are celebrating, just ready to bring in the new year. In Vegas, the same thing is going to happen shortly. They've got a couple of bands that'll be playing till 1 o'clock in the morning. They estimate the crowd there in Las Vegas downtown at 30,000. There'll be fireworks over the Union Plaza Hotel right at the end of Fremont Street there in their 4th annual celebration. And that's live via satellite. So all across the country, we're celebrating on New Year's Rockin' Eve. This is the 13th annual celebration here in Times Square on ABC. As I mentioned earlier, there's a little bit of a rumor. There's a developer who wants to put up a $1.6 billion redevelopment 10-acre project here in Times Square, which, if it happens, would mean the demise of the grand old Times building, which was put up years and years ago in 1904 by Adolph Oakes, the publisher of the Times building. Stands 375 feet tall. It was at the time the second tallest building in the world, and on top of that, there's that apple on an 80-foot flagpole. It stands there, and it's lowered by men on clotheslines, almost as it was done 76 years ago. Originally, the ball was made out of iron. It was built by Jacob Starr, whose ancestors still are in charge of dropping the ball, and this will signify to all of these people in less than 2 minutes that 1985 is upon us. You're watching it live from Times Square in New York City, where it will always happen. Whether the ball drops at number 1 Times Square or another location, you can bet your bottom dollar they're not going to let it get away. They're happy out in the West, too. That's Vegas, right arm to arm, pulling up the street on Fremont Street. Talking about spending money, they spent $27 million renovating that area. As we've mentioned, it is the brightest, lightest area in the whole world. Fremont Street in downtown Las Vegas, and that's Times Square. You can hardly tell the difference. A little chillier in Vegas than it is in New York. It's about 42 degrees here in New York, 38 in Las Vegas. And you can see the people looking up now. That's what they're looking at. It's a ball. It's made up of 200 15-watt red balls. And their bulbs will be glowing there. And in less than a minute, it will descend that flagpole 455 feet up in the air. By the way, it's been an apple since 1981, and they're getting excited now because it's moving down. You can see it jiggle there, and you can follow the digital ABC clock on the right-hand side of your screen as we count it down into the new year of 1985. It's just about midway down the pole. When it reaches that bottom 300-watt light bulb, that'll be the new year. Here we go with 30 seconds. And wait till you hear the excitement when it hits. They are going to go bananas as always. It's a 76-year tradition about to happen one more time. Live from Times Square in New York with the world watching, ABC welcomes in 1985. To you and yours, a Happy New Year! Vegas. Smoke in New York.